I'm gonna try to talk over the rain. We're getting an awful lot of it here lately. Tonight they're saying we could have an alarming amount of rain. But let me go ahead and say welcome back to the rest of the story. Now, no, I'm not trying to be Paul Harvey. No disrespect to Paul Harvey at all. I grew up listening to him. Largely is the reasoning as to why I went ahead and named my channel what I did. I grew up listening to Paul, sitting at my grandparents' kitchen table eating lunch, listening to him over the noon hour. That was a big part of my life growing up. Even more so over the years when we were working in the field. Back when Paul was still doing a lot of the newscasts, was largely when I was mainly doing a lot of hay work, you know, raking hay and cutting hay. That was a pretty big part of my childhood growing up, especially early on, because when you were a farm kid, you get started on the easy jobs, the simple jobs first, and you work your way up. So myself, I remember an awful lot of listening to Paul while I'm raking hay when going across the field. So I don't know why I bothered saying that. It's just something that was kind of on my mind. But I wanted to touch base on the 7600. It's coming down a little harder here. A subject that is asked from time to time, which I hold it against nobody because our channel is growing, and there are a lot of people that are starting to comment that I don't recognize, that haven't been around for a while. And people that I'm used to seeing aren't commenting quite as much. So I'm going to take that as people have questions about our operations around here that have been answered. That's fine. And are curious as to why we don't do things a certain way. Well, the one we're going to touch topic on a little bit right now is the 76, and the fact that, have I ever considered putting a loader on the 7600? Well, yes, I have considered putting a loader on the 76 in the past. Currently, I have no desire in any way, shape, or form to put a loader on the 76. Loaders on tractors are very hard on the machine. We had a John Deere 7400 and we were milking cows. That went on my grandpa's estate sale. That tractor was awesome. That was our first 7000 series tractor that we ever had. I grew up running the 2955. That was my tractor. That was my baby. You know, the first tractor I ever learned to drive on. And my grandpa, back in 2000 and... oh, when was it? 2007, 2008. Oh, the year escapes me right now. But Grandpa bought a used John Deere 7400 with a loader on it. And the only reason Grandpa bought that loader is because the dealership did not want to have to go to the work of taking it off. Grandpa only priced out the tractor. He had no desire to purchase the loader. We already had our 4020 loader tractor and 2 skid steers at the time, so we didn't feel that, he didn't feel like we needed another loader tractor. So the dealership came down in price significantly enough that Grandpa felt that it was worth the extra money, which however much it was, to go ahead and get the loader with the 7400. Now, it seems how we weren't used to these newer tractors, we weren't used to those loaders. There was a little bit of a learning curve. The first few years we really didn't take the loader off. We wouldn't take the loader off all winter, and then we would take it off in the spring, and then we put it back on in the fall, and we do winter chores with it, because the loader tractor, such as the 7400, with the tines on the loader and the back of the tractor for feeding cattle, was a huge upgrade from going from using the 2955 and the 4230 with bale tines on the back of each and putting bales out every week. It made it from a 2 to 3 person job down to a 1 person job, because that was largely what I would typically go out and do towards the end was feeding bales by myself for the beef cows when needed. The problem is having that kind of experience, that 7400 kept me from wanting to put a loader on the 76 because that 7400 got beat up. Not on purpose, but the problem is that when you have a loader on a machine like that, you start thinking of all the different jobs that it opens the doors up that it can do. Between pushing trees, pushing brush, moving dirt, hauling manure, loading manure, not hauling manure, loading manure. Those loaders, it makes these tractors so much more useful in a positive and yet partly negative way, because then you're getting that tractor into instances that you normally wouldn't, that I would never put that 7600 in. And at 74, it was starting to get a little bit more rust on it, a lot more than what it had typically. I try to limit the amount that we run the 76 on the road in the winter as much as possible. Typically, I like to just have it at one place or the other and leave it there as much as possible. But to be fair, the last handful of years, we haven't been getting the winters like we used to get. The last really bad winter we had, I think, was back in 2013. That sounds about right. 2012 to 2013. It might have been 2011 to 2000. No, that wasn't it. I think it was 2012 to 2013. We had so much snow that year that I was constantly, every other day, I had put the bucket on the 74 and I would have to push snow back as high as I could. We used to pile the snow in this grass here behind my pickup, and you could not see the house whatsoever from the milk house across to the house. The snow was packed that high. I was literally pushing it up with the tractor, raising the loader as high as I could, and I was still having an issue where I actually had to shake the bucket to get all the snow out of it because I was piling it so heavy, or so high. We just had a lot of snow that year. And yeah, the utility on a loader tractor is really great. I just really don't want to put my tractor through that. The 7600 is our biggest, our main, our go-to chore tractor right now. I mean, we have the 4020, we have the 4640. The 46 does not have the 540 RPM. The 4020 does, but it is also a lighter tractor that is two-wheel drive. I'll be blunt. If the 76 goes down, we're in trouble. Depending on what time of the year that the 76 goes down. The 7600 is our go-to tractor right now. We haven't really been quiet about it or shy about saying it. We do need at least one more chore tractor. Now, as far as the next tractor having a loader on it when we get it, I'd probably be a little bit more willing to buy something with a loader on it, like a 6430 or 7420, 7330. These are just numbers that over the years I have actually looked at pricing them. A 7520 with a loader on it, IVT, that was my go-to tractor. That was, honestly, I was looking at those about the same time I was looking at the 76. Different circumstances. We were milking. Really didn't know we were going to be where we are right now. I'm really glad that the 7600 came our way. It's a bigger tractor. It's actually putting out more horse than it's supposed to. If memory serves me right, this is only supposed to be 110 to 115 horsepower at the PTO. We dynoed it here at the beginning of the summer, and it put out 135, 140, 138. I think it was about 138. Yeah, we just got an actual dyno on it here lately. So it has the power to do what we need it to do. The 46, while still able to do some of the smaller jobs, that is why we went ahead and changed our round baler over to 1000 RPM. That used to be 540. We actually flipped the gearbox around so we could run the 76, need be the 4020. The 4640 was in the round baler there for a year or two, and to be honest with you, I didn't like it going from the power shift to the quad range. It's in the 46. And if we absolutely had to, we could put the 8235 on it. I mean, that'd be a pretty extreme case because we wouldn't end up pulling the duals off of it. But I know I'm getting a little long-winded here. The 76, as far as getting loader on it, no, it's not going to happen. Something rather extreme would have to come up where we would decide to put one on it. If it comes down to a tractor and a loader or a skid steer, I would go myself with the tractor and loader. But the circumstances have to be there, like I said. We're still working on expanding, getting machinery bought, traded, purchased to what we need, not necessarily what we want. And yeah, I'm not going to be, well, I'm going to go out and tell you that going ahead and having another loader tractor would be nice, another skid steer would be nice. But are there a couple other things that are probably ahead of another loader tractor? Yeah, I can guarantee you that. So, I hope I answered your questions. If I get asked it too many more times down the road here, people that are curious as to why, I'll answer it again. That's fine. But until tomorrow, you guys have been watching the rest of the story. Take care, take it easy, keep in touch. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I know I don't get back to commenting to everybody. We are busy, I am busy. I can't respond to everybody, but I do read most of the comments, everything that I can catch. So, all right, talk to you later.